Welcome to Macabre Miscellanea, a curated collection of digital dread. Whatever this thing is, and 13 people have tried to describe it with varying success, it is patient. It watches for a while before it starts. It studies the small things, the way you walk, the specific wear pattern on your left boot heel, the asymmetry in your smile, the creak of your footsteps at 2:15 in the morning. And then it begins. Slowly, item by item, piece by piece. And here's the detail that appears in nearly every account. The detail nobody seems to know what to do with. It does it better than you did. Your wife's face is more symmetrical now. Your roommate has your laugh, but cleaner. The clothes fit it better than they fit you. 13 people noticed. Several of them are still wondering which version is the original. Tonight's collection, 13 confessions from people who started to wonder if they were still the original. Turn down the lights. Let's begin. Story number 1 from user Candlecipher. My coworker started wearing my clothes.
I work at a call center in northern Arizona, one of those places where you troubleshoot cable boxes for 8 hours and everyone brings the same turkey sandwich for lunch. We're all pretty forgettable, which is maybe why it took me 3 weeks to notice. Her name's Michelle, sits 2 rows over. We've worked together for like 2 years, but I couldn't tell you a single personal thing about her, except she always smells like those vanilla car fresheners, and she laughs at everything anyone says, even when it's not funny, and that high, polite laugh that sounds like it's coming from a different room. About a month ago, I came in and she was wearing this burgundy cardigan that looked exactly like one I owned. I mean, exactly. Same little fabric pills on the elbows, same missing button second from the bottom. I actually looked down at my own cardigan, I was wearing the gray one, to make sure I hadn't gone crazy. I didn't say anything. It's a cardigan. Maybe we shop at the same Target. But then it was my scarf. The one my sister made me with the fucked up fringe on one end where she ran out of yarn. I watched Michelle walk past my desk and I felt this little cold drop in my stomach because I knew that fringe. I'd stared at it on 100 bus rides home. I checked my locker at the end of shift. The scarf was there, still there. So I convinced myself I was being weird. Except it kept happening. My rain boots with the split along the left heel, my jean jacket with the replacements pin I got at a show in 2007. My work lanyard, and I know that sounds impossible because mine was around my neck, but she walked past and I saw the same coffee stain on the corner, same crack in the plastic sleeve. When I touched mine to make sure, it was still there, stain and crack in the same spot. I started keeping track, started really looking at her every day. And the thing is, she didn't just have clothes that looked like mine, she was wearing them better. The cardigan fit her different, hung nicer on her frame. The scarf looked deliberate on her, not like something I'd just thrown on, like she understood the clothes in a way I never had. Last week, I came in wearing this shirt I love, this faded Sonic Youth tee I've had since college. So worn, it's practically see-through. And Michelle walks in 20 minutes later wearing the exact same shirt. Same fade pattern, same little bleach stain near the hem from when I cleaned my bathroom sink in 2015. But here's the thing that made me go home early. She wasn't wearing it over anything. When she walked past, I could see her skin through the thin parts, and I realized I'd never actually seen her skin before. She was always covered. Long sleeves, scarves, high necks. But through my shirt, I could see she doesn't have pores. Her skin is smooth like something molded. And when she laughed at something, the guy next to her said, "I saw that her teeth go too far back." I'm sitting in my car right now outside the building. I've been here for 40 minutes. I can see her through the window at my desk, taking a call, twirling the phone cord around her finger the way I do. She's wearing my wedding ring. I'm still wearing mine.
Story number 2 from user Clip Through Floor. My girlfriend's voice came from 2 places at once.
So this happened last Thursday and I'm still not sure what to do about it. My girlfriend Emma and I were hiking the Cascade Loop Trail outside Bellingham. We'd done it maybe 6 times before, super familiar route, takes about 4 hours if you don't rush it. She wanted to stop at this specific overlook around mile marker 7 to get photos for her Instagram. She does nature photography, it's a whole thing. I kept walking while she set up her tripod. The trail curves away from the overlook for maybe 200 yards before it loops back. I had my earbuds in, but not playing anything, just in so people wouldn't try to chat me up. Here's the thing. I heard Emma call my name, clear as anything. Jake, come here for a second. Her voice, exactly her cadence, that little upward lilt she does when she's excited about something. It came from ahead of me on the trail, not behind where she actually was, ahead. I pulled out my earbuds and looked. Nothing there, just trail and trees. But I heard it again. Jake, slightly annoyed now, the way she gets when I'm not paying attention. I actually called back, what, like an idiot. Then from behind me, from the overlook direction, Emma yelled, "What? I didn't say anything?" I stood there for probably 10 seconds trying to make sense of it. The voice ahead of me went quiet. I jogged back to the overlook and Emma was still messing with her camera settings. She asked why I shouted and I told her I heard her calling me. She looked at me like I was sunstroked or something, showed me her phone to prove she'd been filming a time lapse for the past 8 minutes straight, hadn't moved. We laughed it off. Weird echo thing, or maybe another hiker who sounded similar. Except there were no other hikers. We hadn't passed anyone in over an hour and the trail doesn't have access points between markers 5 and 9. We finished the hike, didn't talk about it much. That night at her apartment, I woke up around 3 a.m. to use the bathroom. Emma was asleep next to me, definitely asleep. I could hear her breathing that specific way she does with her mouth half open. And from the kitchen, I heard Jake, same voice, same cadence, Emma's voice. I didn't get up. I stayed in bed and listened to her breathe until the sun came up. When she woke up, I asked if she'd gotten up at all during the night. She said no, asked why. I told her I thought I heard the fridge making weird noises. TLDR. Heard my girlfriend's voice calling me from the wrong direction on a hike. Heard it again that night in her apartment while she was asleep next to me.
Story number 3 from user Burn Page. My patient keeps asking when her daughter is coming back.
I'm a dental hygienist in rural Montana. We see a lot of repeat patients, small town, only 2 practices within 40 miles. You get to know people, their kids, their jobs, their weird habits. Mrs. Valdez has been coming in for cleanings every 6 months for the past 8 years. Last Tuesday, she came in for her 2 p.m. appointment. Normal chit-chat while I'm setting up. She asks if I've seen her daughter lately. I say no, I don't think I've ever met her daughter. She laughs, a little strange looking back, and says, "Oh, you have." I let it go. Sometimes older patients get confused about who they've told what. But then during the cleaning, she keeps turning her head to look at the door. Not nervous looks, expectant, like someone's about to walk in. I have to keep redirecting her back to face the ceiling. "Is Mara coming?" she asks around the suction tube. I pull back. "I'm sorry, who?" "My daughter. She said she'd meet me here." I've cleaned this woman's teeth 16 times. I've heard about her husband's hip replacement, her sister in Billings, her book club, never a daughter. I check her file after. Emergency contact is her husband, no children listed. But here's the thing that made me write this. When I walked her to check out, she stopped at the window and waved. Not at the parking lot, at the tree line behind our building, specifically at this gap between 2 pines where the woods get dark fast. "She's waiting," Mrs. Valdez said. "She doesn't like coming inside anymore." I looked, couldn't see anything. But I had that feeling you get when you're alone in a room, but you know you're not alone. My front desk girl, Shanice, was watching too. After Mrs. Valdez left, Shanice asked me if I saw her get in a car. "No," I said. "Why?" "Because she walked into the trees." We pulled up her account. She'd updated her own contact info 3 months ago, added a secondary number under daughter Mara. I called it yesterday, just curious. It rang 4 times, then someone picked up but didn't say anything. I could hear wind. Then a voice. I think it was Mrs. Valdez's voice, but wrong somehow, like she was talking through a fan, said, "She'll be back inside soon." The line cut out before I could respond. Mrs. Valdez has an appointment next week. I'm debating calling her husband, but I don't even know what I'd say. "Your wife thinks she has a daughter and someone answered a phone in the woods?" He'd think I was insane. Edit. Mrs. Valdez came in this morning for an emergency appointment. Broken molar. She was alone but kept glancing at the chair next to her in the waiting room and smiling. When I brought her back, she asked if we could add Mara to the schedule. Of course, I said, playing along. What day works? Oh, she's already here, Mrs. Valdez said. She's been coming to all my appointments. She just sits in the corner and waits. You really don't see her? I looked at the corner. Equipment cabinet, shadow, that feeling again. Here's what I can't explain. When I checked her chart after, there was an appointment scheduled for Mara Valdez for next Tuesday. I didn't make it. Shanice swears she didn't either. The notation says, existing patient, 8-year history. We've only been open for 8 years.
Story number 4, from user Porchlight Watcher. My husband keeps asking permission to come inside.
So this is probably nothing, but it's been bothering me for 3 weeks now, and I'm starting to feel crazy. My husband Jay works construction, usually gets home around 6:30. We live rural. Nearest neighbor is maybe half a mile through the trees. It's quiet. I like it that way. About 3 weeks ago, Jay started this new thing where he knocks on the door when he gets home, not like a normal knock 3 times, always 3, very deliberate. Then he waits. He won't use his key anymore. He just stands there on the porch until I open the door. The first time he did it, I thought maybe his hands were full or something. But when I opened the door, he was just standing there, work bag at his feet, looking at me. And then he said, "Can I come in?" I laughed. I said, "Obviously, it's your house." He didn't laugh. He just stood there until I said yes out loud. Then he picked up his bag and came inside like nothing was weird about that at all. And now he does it every single day. 3 knocks, waits. "Can I come in?" Won't move until I say yes. I asked him about it last week. He got really quiet and said he didn't know what I was talking about. I said the knocking thing, the asking permission thing. He looked at me like I was insane and said, "He's always knocked, that's just polite." And he doesn't ask permission. He says, "Hey," or "I'm home," or something. But I know what I'm hearing. It's definitely, "Can I come in?" Here's the part that's really getting to me. I started paying attention to other things, like Jay has always been a big breakfast person, eggs, toast, coffee, the whole thing. But I realized a few days ago that he hasn't eaten breakfast at home in weeks. He says he's been stopping at the diner on his way to work. Except I checked our bank account, and there's no charges from any diner. When I mentioned that, he got upset and said he's been paying cash. We never use cash. Also, and this is going to sound insane, I don't think he blinks as much as he used to. I can't explain it. It's like when I'm talking to him, he just stares. Not in a creepy way exactly, but in a way that makes me aware that I'm blinking and he's not. Or not as much, I don't know. Last night I tested something. When he knocked, I didn't answer right away. I just stood in the hallway and looked at him through the window in the door. He stood there for almost 5 minutes, didn't check his phone, didn't shift his weight, just stood there staring at the door, waiting. When I finally opened it and said yes, he came in and kissed my forehead like always, asked about my day like always, made dinner like always. We watched TV, everything was normal. But this morning I woke up and he was already gone for work. There was a plate in the sink, which is normal. He usually does dishes before he leaves. Except the plate had eggshells on it. Not like bits of cooked egg. Like he'd eaten the shells. They were cracked into little pieces. Some of them still had that membrane stuff attached. I called him at work to ask about it. I don't know what I was going to say exactly. But he didn't answer. He texted back, "Everything okay?" And I said yes, and he sent back a thumbs up. He'll be home in about 20 minutes. I can see the porch from where I'm sitting, and I don't know if I'm going to let him in this time.
Story number 5, from user Quantum Lag. My neighbor's dog keeps perfect time.
So this is probably nothing, but it's been bothering me for like 3 weeks now, and I need to know if anyone else has experienced something similar. I live in rural New Mexico, about 40 minutes outside Santa Fe. My nearest neighbor is maybe a quarter mile down the road. This guy named Vincent, who keeps to himself mostly. Nice enough when you run into him at the post office. He has this dog, some kind of husky mix that he keeps on a chain in the yard. Not ideal, I know, but the chain is long, and the dog has a decent shelter set up, so I'm not exactly calling animal control or anything. Here's the thing though, the dog barks, which, yeah, dogs bark, but this dog barks on a schedule that is so precise, it's actually kind of unsettling once you notice it. Every day at 6:47 a.m. exactly, 3 barks, then nothing until 11:33 a.m., 5 barks, then 4:18 p.m., 3 barks again, then 9:02 p.m., 7 barks. I only started tracking it because I work from home and I'm on calls a lot, and the afternoon barks kept interrupting this one recurring meeting. So I started writing down the times to see if there was a pattern, thinking maybe I could talk to Vincent about it. But here's what's weird. It's not like around 4:20 or roughly 9 p.m. I've been logging it for 19 days now, and it has not varied by more than 5 seconds. My phone clock could be off, sure, but I checked it against my laptop and my watch, and they all match. This dog is more accurate than my alarm clock. The barks themselves are also, I don't know how to describe this without sounding insane, but they're too consistent. Like each bark in the sequence is exactly the same length, same pitch, same volume. I recorded it on my phone and played it back, and it almost sounds mechanical, like someone edited together the same audio clip multiple times. I haven't seen Vincent in about a week, which isn't that unusual. I did see him last Tuesday, though, getting into his truck early morning, and I waved. He waved back. Seemed normal. The dog is still out there. I could see it from my kitchen window if I stand at the right angle. It just sits there between the bark sequences, completely still. I've watched it for up to an hour through binoculars. I know how that sounds, and I have not seen it move except to bark. TLDR, neighbor's dog barks on an exact schedule, down to the second, same bark pattern every time. Probably just a weird coincidence, but it's creeping me out. Edit. Okay, so I went over there this afternoon. I don't know why I did this, but I wanted to see the dog up close. Vincent's truck was gone. The dog was in the yard, same spot as always. I got about 15 feet away and just watched it. It was 4:17 p.m. At exactly 4:18, it turned its head toward me. Not its body, just its head, smooth and mechanical, and barked 3 times. I could see inside its mouth. There's no tongue, just this flat gray surface that doesn't move. The sound doesn't come from its throat. I don't think it comes from the dog at all. It's 9:01 p.m. now.
Story number 6, from user Hex Doorframe. My neighbor's dog has been staring at our house for 3 weeks.
So, this is going to sound insane, but I need to write it down somewhere because my husband thinks I'm overreacting, and maybe I am, but I genuinely don't think so anymore. We moved to rural New Mexico in August. Beautiful property, 10 acres. Nearest neighbor is maybe half a mile down the road. Older couple, very friendly. They have this huge Malamute named Bear that they let roam during the day. Normal stuff for out here. The dog showed up in our yard about 3 weeks ago, just sitting there at the tree line, maybe 50 yards from our back porch. I waved at it. It didn't move. I figured it was just doing dog things, sniffing around, whatever. But then, it was there the next morning. Same spot. Exact same spot, I'm pretty sure, because there's this distinctive juniper tree, and the dog was sitting right next to it. Same position too, just sitting on its haunches, facing our house. I mentioned it to my husband, and he said, maybe it smelled our cat. Indoor only, never goes out. Made sense. I went about my day. Day 3, same thing. I started actually timing it. The dog would show up around 7 a.m. and just sit there, staring. I'd check on it periodically throughout the day, and it would still be there, always the same position. I never saw it move. Not once. Around sunset, it would be gone. Week 2, I walked out toward it, got maybe halfway across the yard before I stopped because something felt wrong. The dog hadn't moved, hadn't blinked, hadn't done that thing dogs do where they tilt their heads or shift their weight. It was so still, it looked fake. I called out, "Bear," and its ears didn't even twitch. That's when I noticed it wasn't panting. It's been high 80s, low 90s here. Every dog I've ever seen pants in that heat. This one's mouth was closed, completely closed. I went back inside and watched it from the window for 2 hours. It did not move a single fucking muscle. My husband drove down to the neighbor's place that evening, came back and said he'd seen Bear in their yard, playing with their grandson. I made him describe the dog. Same size, same coloring, same distinctive black patch over the left eye. So, if their dog was at their house, what the hell was sitting in our yard? I started keeping the curtains closed, but I'd peek out sometimes, and it was always there. Same spot, same position, never moving. 4 days ago, I looked out at 3 a.m. because I couldn't sleep. It was sitting there in the moonlight, hadn't moved from its daytime position. Yesterday, I noticed our cat won't go near the back windows anymore, just sits in the front room, staring at the wall. This morning, I looked out and the dog was closer, maybe 30 yards now. Still the same position, still staring, but definitely closer than the juniper tree. My husband still thinks I'm seeing things, or that it's a different dog each day, but I know what I'm seeing, and I know it's getting closer. I just looked out the window to check before posting this. It's at the porch steps now.
Story number 7. From user Ceiling Stain Prophet. My nephew keeps correcting the way I walk.
So this is gonna sound insane, but I need to write it down somewhere because I'm losing my mind a little. My nephew, he's 6, stayed with us for 2 weeks while my sister dealt with some stuff. Normal kid, kinda quiet, really into nature documentaries, the kind where they show wolves hunting or whatever. Fine. Except on day 3, he started doing this thing where he'd watch me walk across the room and then he'd shake his head. Not like disapproval, more like, I don't know how to describe it. Like when you're watching someone do a task wrong and you're trying not to say anything, but you physically can't help yourself. First time I asked him what was up, he goes, "You're doing it wrong." Doing what wrong? Walking. I laughed it off. Kids say weird stuff. But then he kept doing it. Every time I'd get up to get coffee or go to the bathroom, I'd catch him staring at my legs with this focused, almost pained expression, like it was bothering him on a level he couldn't articulate. Day 5, he approached me in the kitchen. I was making lunch. He tugged my shirt and said, very seriously, "You need to let your knees go the other way when you step." What? They're supposed to bend back. Yours go forward. It's wrong. I tried to explain to him that human knees don't bend backward. That's just not how we're built. But he got frustrated, not upset, crying frustrated, more like he was trying to teach me something obvious, and I was being deliberately obtuse. He demonstrated for me, walked across the kitchen with this weird, stiff-legged gait, knees locking with every step, and I swear to God, it looked more natural than it should have. I told him to stop, that he'd hurt himself walking like that. He just stared at me with this look, not angry, disappointed. After that, he started doing it at night. I'd hear him in the guest room, pacing back and forth, and the footsteps sounded, I don't know, They sounded right in a way that made my stomach hurt. The rhythm was wrong for a 6-year-old. Too even, too purposeful. My wife heard it too. We both agreed we'd heard it, but neither of us wanted to go check on him because, and this is the part that makes me feel like a terrible uncle, we were both sort of afraid to see him walking around in the dark. On day 9, I woke up at 3 a.m. and he was standing at the foot of our bed, just standing there, watching us sleep. When I sat up and asked what was wrong, he said, "I figured it out. I can show you the right way now." My sister picked him up early. I didn't tell her why we needed her to come get him sooner than planned. Made up something about work. Here's the thing I can't stop thinking about. For the last 4 days, my knees have been aching, not injury aching. They ache like they're trying to bend the other direction, and something's stopping them. And yesterday, my wife told me I was walking weird. TLDR, Nephew insisted I was walking wrong. Now my knees hurt in a way that doesn't make anatomical sense.
Story number 8. From user non-existent badge, my wife has been replacing parts of herself.
So this is going to sound insane, but I need to write it down somewhere because I can't keep second-guessing what I'm seeing. 3 weeks ago, my wife Emma came back from a solo camping trip in northern Arizona. She does this every year, 4 days near Kayenta, some spiritual reset thing. She always comes back relaxed, centered, all that. This time she came back different. Not in a personality way, physically different. The first thing I noticed was her left hand. We were having coffee the morning after she got back, and I reached across the table to grab the sugar, and her hand was just there. And I had this overwhelming wrong feeling looking at it. Like when you see a word you've read 1,000 times, and suddenly it looks misspelled. Her hand looked perfect. That's what was wrong. The scar from when she caught it in a car door in college, gone. The crooked pinky from a childhood break, straightened. Even the freckle pattern was different. Symmetrical. I didn't say anything. What do you even say? Hey, honey, your hand looks too good? But then I started noticing other things. Her left eye is now a slightly different shade of brown than her right. Not dramatically. You'd only notice if you were looking. But I've been married to this woman for 6 years. I know her face. Her ears sit differently on her head now. The left one is maybe a 1/4 inch higher than it used to be. The birthmark on her shoulder blade is gone. Here's the thing that's making me feel crazy. She's not trying to hide it. When I finally worked up the courage to mention the hand scar being gone, I played it off as a casual observation. She just looked at her hand, frowned slightly, and said, "Huh," like she was mildly surprised, but not concerned. Then changed the subject. She's been taking a lot of baths, like 2-hour baths with the door locked. I can hear her in there sometimes, moving around, water sloshing. Yesterday, I put my ear against the door, and I swear I heard this wet, peeling sound. Like pulling tape off skin, but thicker. This morning I woke up, and her right hand looked perfect too, matching the left one now. I tried to take a photo of her yesterday, just casual, to see if I could spot the differences on camera. She asked me not to. Didn't get upset, didn't make a big deal of it. Just said, "Please don't," in this flat, even tone, and walked away. The worst part? She's happier, more patient, sleeps better, hasn't complained about her bad knee once, and I'm realizing I don't think she's been limping. Last night, I woke up around 3 a.m., and she wasn't in bed. I found her in the bathroom with the light off, just standing in front of the mirror. When I asked what she was doing, she said she was checking the seams. I didn't ask what that meant. I don't think that's my wife anymore. Or maybe it is, but she's replacing herself piece by piece with something else. Something that looks more like what a wife should look like. I don't know which is worse. Edit. 6 days later. Her face is symmetrical now. Perfectly, unnaturally symmetrical. I measured. She asked me this morning if I thought she looked better. I said yes. I don't know why I said yes.
Story number 9. From user Midnight Static. My grandmother keeps walking past the bathroom at night, but she died 3 weeks ago.
So I know how this sounds. I'm not losing it. I'm not on anything. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on because nobody else in my family will acknowledge it. And I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. My grandmother died 3 weeks ago. Heart attack, quick. She didn't suffer. We had the funeral. We cleaned out her room. She'd been living with us for 2 years. We donated most of her clothes. Normal grief stuff. My mom's been pretty wrecked, but handling it okay, all things considered. Here's the thing. Every night around 2:15 a.m., I hear her walking past the bathroom. I should clarify, my bedroom is right next to the bathroom, and the floorboards in the hallway have this specific creak pattern. 3 creaks, pause, 2 creaks, then the bathroom door. My grandmother had a bad hip, and she'd get up to pee like clockwork every night at 2:15. I got used to it. The creak pattern was so consistent I could tell it was her without opening my eyes. It's still happening. At first I thought I was just hearing the house settling, or maybe my mom, who's in the room that used to be my grandmother's. But my mom's footsteps sound completely different. Faster, lighter, no pause. And it's always 2:15. I've checked my phone. It's exact. Night before last, I worked up the nerve to actually look. I opened my door right when I heard the creaks. The hallway was empty. But I heard the bathroom door open and close. The light didn't come on. My grandmother never turned it on, said it hurt her eyes at night. I stood there for maybe 5 minutes. The toilet didn't flush, nobody came out. I opened the bathroom door, empty. But here's what made my skin crawl. The toilet seat was up. My mom never leaves it up. Nobody in the house does anymore since my dad died. My grandmother used to leave it up though, because she said the lid was too heavy for her to lift every time. Last night, I asked my mom if she'd been getting up at night. She looked at me really weird and said, no, she's been sleeping better since Mom's finally at peace. Her words, not mine. I didn't tell her what I've been hearing because she's already fragile and I don't want to make it worse. But then last night, again, at 2:15, I heard the creaks. I was lying there, frozen. The bathroom door opened and closed. And then I heard what I think was the toilet seat going down. The distinctive double tap sound it makes against the porcelain. Someone was in there, following her exact routine. This morning, the hand towel was on the wrong hook. My grandmother always used the left hook because her arthritis made it hard to reach across. It was on the left hook. I had deliberately put it on the right hook yesterday to test this. I'm not scared exactly. But I also don't know what to do with this information. My mom seems totally oblivious. She hasn't mentioned anything weird. But something is walking through my house at 2:15 a.m. every night, following my dead grandmother's routine exactly, and I don't think it's going to stop. Has anyone else experienced something like this? Does it just fade over time, or do I need to do something about it?
Story number 10 from user Echoes in Drywall. My uncle's ranch hand keeps calling me by the wrong name.
So this is probably nothing, but it's been stuck in my head for 3 days now, and I just need to type it out somewhere. My uncle runs a cattle ranch in northeastern New Mexico. Pretty isolated. Nearest town is 20 minutes. Nearest neighbor is 40. I'm staying out here for a few months, helping him with some expansions to the operation. I do welding/metal work. He needed fencing and some structural stuff for a new barn. It's me, him, and this ranch hand named Espinoza, who's been working the property for like 15 years. Espinoza's fine. Quiet guy, keeps to himself, does his job. We don't really talk much beyond morning and need anything from town. But 3 days ago, he started calling me Daniel. My name is Marcus. First time, I corrected him. He just nodded and went back to checking fence posts. Didn't apologize or look confused or anything. Second time, same thing. He asked, Daniel, you need help moving that sheet metal? And I said, it's Marcus, but yeah, thanks. He helped me move it. Didn't acknowledge the correction at all. Here's the thing though. My uncle had a nephew named Daniel, my cousin. He died when we were kids. I was maybe 7, he was 9. Farming accident. I barely remember him honestly. My uncle doesn't talk about it, and I've always respected that. But Espinosa keeps doing it. This morning he did it twice. Daniel, your uncle wants you at the south pasture. Then later. Daniel, you want coffee? I finally asked my uncle about it yesterday. He got this really careful look on his face and said Espinosa's been working weird hours lately. Probably tired. Don't worry about it. Which, okay. But that's not really an explanation. And my uncle looked uncomfortable in a way I've never seen before. The other thing is that Espinosa doesn't look tired. He looks fine. He looks exactly the same as he always has. Same routine, same efficiency, same quiet competence. Except, last night I couldn't sleep. It's quiet out here in a way that's actually kind of unnerving when you're used to city noise. So I got up around 2 a.m. to get water. I looked out the kitchen window toward the bunkhouse where Espinosa stays. His light was on. And he was just standing in the window, completely still, facing the main house. I watched for maybe 2 minutes, and he didn't move at all. When I went out this morning, he was already working. Called me Daniel again when I walked past. I tried looking him directly in the eyes today when he said it. His eyes are dark brown, almost black. I've probably looked at them before, but I never really noticed how dark they are. And he held the eye contact way longer than felt normal. Didn't blink, just said Daniel again, then walked away. My uncle keeps telling me not to worry about it. DLDR, ranch hand keeps calling me by my dead cousin's name. Won't acknowledge corrections. Edit. Okay, so something else just happened. I was welding in the new barn. Uncle's out in town for supplies, and I kept feeling like someone was standing right behind me. You know that feeling? I'd turn around and nobody was there, but then I'd go back to welding, and the feeling would come right back. Finally, I turned around fast, and Espinosa was there, maybe 10 feet away, just watching me. And he smiled, which I've never seen him do, and said, "You're getting better at that, Daniel. Better than last time." I've been welding for 8 years. There is no last time. This is my first time out here. I asked him what he meant, and he just tilted his head a little, and I swear to God his neck bent at a slightly wrong angle, and said, "See you tomorrow, Daniel." My uncle gets back in an hour. I'm staying in the truck until then. The barn door doesn't lock from inside.
Story number 11, from user Antique Teeth. My dog keeps bringing back the same rabbit.
So this is probably nothing, but it's been going on for 3 weeks now, and I can't really explain it. And my girlfriend says I'm overthinking, but also she won't go in the backyard anymore. So we have this German Shepherd mix, Coda. He's about 4 years old, super chill, doesn't really have a prey drive. Like, we've had squirrels practically walk up to him and he just watches. So it was actually kind of surprising when he brought in a dead rabbit back in early March. It was pretty torn up. I assumed Coyote got it first. Coda just found it. I disposed of it, washed my hands like 8 times. I know about tularemia. I'm not stupid. Whatever. Figured that was that. Next morning, there's another rabbit on the back porch. Same size, same gray-brown coloring. More torn up this time, like really shredded. But Coda's sitting next to it doing that proud dog thing, where they wait for you to praise them. I was less thrilled this time. Checked the yard perimeter, and there's this gap under the back fence where something's been digging. Filled it in, disposed of rabbit number 2, considered the problem solved. Except 3 days later, another rabbit, same size. I swear same coloring, same white patch near the tail, but that's impossible because I'm obviously not tagging dead rabbits. This one was really mangled. I almost didn't pick it up. The smell was wrong too. Not rotten exactly, but sort of chemical. Like formaldehyde, but earthier. Coda wouldn't stop whining while I dealt with it. Then it became every few days. Always the same type of rabbit. Always on the porch, never in the yard. Always progressively more destroyed. By the 6th or 7th one, the thing was basically liquefied in places, held together by fur. And here's the thing that made me start counting. That white tail patch. Every single one has had it. Exact same shape, exact same placement. I told my girlfriend maybe it's a nest nearby. Coda found a family of them. She asked why they'd all have identical markings. I didn't have an answer for that. Week 3 is when it got worse. The rabbit, and I'm just going to say it, it's the rabbit, it feels like the same one, was barely recognizable as a rabbit anymore. More like a collapsed fur puppet filled with black sludge. but the white tail patch was pristine, untouched, still fluffy. Coda brought it in yesterday morning and wouldn't drop it. He just stood there in the kitchen with this thing leaking in his mouth, staring at me, making this sound I've never heard him make. Not a whine, not a growl. Something else? I had to physically pry his jaws open, and when I did, the smell that came out made me gag so hard I almost passed out. I threw the whole mess in a trash bag, double-bagged it, drove it to the dumpster behind the grocery store 4 blocks away. Came home, Coda was scratching at the back door. I let him in. He walked straight to his bed, dropped down, and started licking his paws. His mouth was clean, but there was something dark under his claws that I thought was mud until I got closer. It had that white fur stuck in it.
Story number 12, from user Debug Reality. My roommate's been wearing my face better than I do.
So, this is going to sound insane, and I've already tried explaining it to 2 people who both looked at me like I needed to be institutionalized, but I need to write this down somewhere because I'm starting to forget what I actually look like. I moved in with this guy Derek 3 months ago. Craigslist roommate situation seemed normal enough. He worked nights doing security at some office park. I work from home doing data entry. Perfect setup. We'd barely see each other. Except I started seeing him, or I started seeing me. First time was maybe 6 weeks ago. I came out of my room at like 2 a.m. to get water, and he was standing in the hallway mirror, just standing there in the dark, staring at his reflection. Normal enough, I guess, except when I got closer, I realized he was studying it, like touching his face systematically. Cheekbone, jaw, the space between his eyebrows, taking inventory. He saw me and just said, checking for asymmetries, and went to his room. Week later, I'm on a Zoom call and catch movement in the background of my video. Derek's in the hallway again, but this time I don't even know how to describe it. He was arranging his face, pulling his expression into different configurations. He'd make a face, hold it, then relax and try another one. Smile, frown, this weird squint thing. All while staring at his phone screen, which I realized he was using as a mirror. I should have said something then. 2 weeks ago, he started borrowing my clothes. Didn't ask, just started wearing them. My hoodies, my jeans, even my fucking socks. When I confronted him, he said his laundry wasn't dry yet. But the thing is, I never heard the dryer running. And he kept wearing them, different outfit of mine every day. Then he started sounding like me. Not his voice exactly, but the rhythm of it, the way I pause mid-sentence. This stupid little sound I make when I'm thinking. I noticed it when he was talking to the landlord on the phone last week. He was doing my speech patterns, my pauses. It felt like listening to a recording of myself, but the pitch was wrong. Last Thursday, I woke up early and passed him in the hallway on his way to bed. He smiled at me. This practiced, easy smile, and I swear to God, it was my smile. The asymmetrical one where the left side goes up slightly more, the one I've been self-conscious about since middle school. Yesterday I saw him talking to our neighbor through the door crack. He was doing this thing with his hands that I do when I'm nervous, the thumb knuckle crack thing. Wearing my burgundy hoodie, using my vocal fry. The neighbor said, "Oh hey, I didn't know you had a brother." I just checked the bathroom mirror because I needed to confirm what my actual face looks like, and I stood there for 20 minutes trying to make the expressions I remember making, and they felt wrong. Forced, like I was the one practicing. TLDR, my roommate's been copying my mannerisms, and now I can't remember which gestures were originally mine. Derek gets home in 4 hours. I've been practicing my smile in my phone's camera. Just want to make sure I get it right.
Story number 13, from user Shadow Committee. My nephew keeps bringing back the wrong teeth.
So this is going to sound insane, but I need to write it down somewhere because nobody else is taking it seriously. My sister asked me to watch her son, he's 7, for 2 weeks while she dealt with some stuff in Phoenix. No problem. I've got the spare room. He's a good kid. We get along. He showed up with his Nintendo Switch and a Ziploc bag of baby teeth. The teeth thing is normal, I guess. He's at that age where they're all falling out. My sister said he's weird about keeping them. won't let the tooth fairy take them, gets upset if anyone touches the bag. Fine, kids are weird about stuff. First few days were totally normal. We did dinosaur museum, made pizzas, stayed up too late watching nature documentaries. Then on Thursday, I noticed the bag of teeth on the bathroom counter had more in it? I didn't count them originally, why would I? But it looked like more. Maybe 8 or 9 teeth instead of 5 or 6. I asked him about it at breakfast and he got this look, not defensive, just sort of patient, like he was dealing with a slow adult. I found them, he said. They're mine. Where did you find them? In the woods behind the house. There's a green belt back there, yeah. They fall out of me at night sometimes. I just have to go get them in the morning. Here's where I should have pushed back, right? But he said it so matter-of-fact that I just nodded and changed the subject. That's the thing that's bothering me most now. How normal he made it sound. That night, I heard him get up around 2 a.m. I was still awake, insomnia. Heard my back door open and close. I went to the window and saw him walking into the woods with a flashlight, wearing his pajamas and rain boots. It was 40 degrees out. I should have gone after him immediately. I don't know why I didn't. I just stood there watching his flashlight bob between the trees for maybe 10 minutes before he came back. He was carrying something cupped in both hands, went straight to the bathroom. I heard the sink run. Then he went back to bed. In the morning, the bag had 12 teeth in it. They don't all look the same, is the thing I didn't notice at first. Some are obviously baby teeth, small and white, but some are bigger. Adult molars, I think, and one of them has a gold filling. I asked him again, "Buddy, where are these really coming from?" He looked at me with those big, serious eyes. I told you, they're mine. They come out at night and I have to collect them before they get lost. But some of these are too big to be yours. They're not too big yet, he said. They will fit when I'm ready. I texted my sister. She said he's been doing this for about 4 months since they moved into their new house. Their property also backs up to woods. She said his dentist confirmed he's only lost 6 teeth total. She doesn't know where the others come from, and honestly, she's too exhausted to deal with it right now. Edit, 5 days later. He went home yesterday. I checked the bathroom after my sister picked him up. The Ziploc bag was still there. He left it on purpose, I think. There are 19 teeth in it now. I counted mine in the mirror. I have 28. This morning I woke up with blood on my pillow and a gap I don't remember having. The bag has 20 now.
And that was 13 confessions from people who started to wonder if they were still the original. 13 accounts. In all 13, something is wearing a shape that isn't quite its own. In most of them, it's wearing it better than the original ever did. Your husband knocks now. He waits to be invited in. He makes the same dinner. He kisses your forehead. He's just doing it with slightly fewer blinks than you remember. And this morning, there were eggshells on the plate in the sink. And you don't know what he was eating them for. But it had that membrane stuff still attached. And you're still deciding whether to mention it. If you enjoyed tonight's collection, subscribe for more, leave a like, and share it with someone who appreciates the darker things. New dark posts from Macabre Miscellanea arrive every week. Until next time, remember, 3 knocks, then it waits. It won't come in until you say yes.